All right, so I'm Matt Wool. I'm the president of Acceleration Partners. I'm all that stands between you guys and beer and the demise of the Golden State Warriors, so I'm going to try to be slightly entertaining. So I did a few quick things. So number one, Acceleration Partners, we are the largest affiliate agency we believe in the world. I'm using the term agency differently. I've gotten from this conference that people use the term agency in lots of different ways. We are what you might call like an outsourced program manager. So we're not buying media. We are managing affiliate programs on behalf of brands. And so we might work with other agencies here as I guess we would consider them publishers. So just to clear up that, we are on 4 continents and manage a lot of enterprise brands around the world. A couple more terminology things. So that's the agency part. In terms of what we call a network, I'm going to refer to network here. I know obviously there are lots of kinds of networks, which we've also discussed here. When I'm talking about networks here, I'm talking about the kind of legacy affiliate networks, Commission Junction, Rakuten, Linkshare, that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about some of the more ad networks or the publisher side networks that are here. So just to be clear on the terminology. Third thing is I'm trying to be a better public speaker. If I say I would like you all to boo, okay? Seriously, boo. It'll keep you awake and engaged. It will keep me on my toes and I won't say So we good? Perfect. All right. I'm going to talk about how to make partner marketing a core channel. We've been talking a lot about partner marketing. We've been talking about affiliate marketing. The terms have been used interchangeably today. I'm going to argue that they actually aren't interchangeable. I don't think affiliate marketing is dead. I think it's a part of partner marketing. And I'm going to discuss what this means and how I think we can all use it better to our advantage. So I'll ask, does anyone have a marketing mix that looks like this, where you have all these core channels and maybe the CMO is looking at the core channels and thinking about them and allocating budget, and then you've got affiliate kind of over here. No one in the C-suite really knows what goes on in affiliate. They don't get it. They're not sure what's happening. It kind of lives on an island. Anybody, you're shaking your head. Raise your hand if this resonates with anyone, if you've seen this or anything like that. Okay. So part of the problem with this, I would argue, is that we're talking about affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing has a lot of baggage. It is also a relatively narrow function, I would argue. It has traditionally been about certain types of publishers, certain ways of doing things. And it has gotten a bad rap, and I'm going to walk through that a little bit as we get through this. But the idea of ultimately, what everyone wants and what I'd like you to get to is this. Fully aligned partner marketing, not affiliate marketing, but where everything kind of has the same playing field within the organization, gets the same budget, the same attention, and everybody's fully aligned. That'd be great, right? So we're going to talk about how to do that. So before we talk about how to do that, I want to talk about industry evolution. The history of the industry is really important. There were some people in this room who've probably been around affiliate for a long time, and it's good to know where we came from. So we look at the Wild West. So the Wild West lasted a long time. People made a shitload of money, right? The dude was saying he bought his condo. People made a lot of money because nobody knew what the hell was going on, right? So what brands wanted? They wanted revenue. What didn't exist? There was no attribution, right? There was no attribution at the time. What this allowed was legacy network conflicts of interest and co-branded programs. So you had situations where, for example, eBay was working with Commission Junction. They were managing the program. They were also running all the publishers. They were getting paid on both sides of the equation. What did that lead to? It led to a giant lawsuit where eBay was suing their publishers. CJ was not paying attention. It was a total disaster. How did people pay? They paid as a percentage of spend to the networks. And what was the result? Distrust of the channel in the C-suite. CMOs who came up during this time, they were like, everything that happened during that period in the affiliate channel was garbage. There was no measure of incrementality. There was all kinds of stuff going on that shouldn't have been going on. Easy money, money flying out the door, didn't make sense. So what happens is you have a whole generation of the C-suite that came up during this time period that does not trust affiliate marketing. I don't know if any of you guys have kind of run into this in your situations. Boo. So, since 2015, what's happened? What do brands want? They want higher quality and more incremental revenue. How do they want it? They want it on white label solutions or SaaS model. They don't want it on these legacy networks. What does exist? Attribution. We talk lots about attribution. Attribution makes it so that people can actually know what they're paying for, and it gives them an idea of what they want to be paying for. How do they want to pay for things? On the network side, again, not talking about the ad network side, but talking about the CJ SaaS platform side, they want to pay with a flat fee. They don't want to pay in a percentage of spend because they want to be able to add any different kind of partner that they want onto that platform without having to pay incrementally for it. So what's the result? The result is a new model, which is what is now being called partner marketing. So how does partner marketing work? So partner marketing, like I said, is you take affiliate marketing and then you add lots of other things to it that are enabled by SaaS platforms that do the tracking and do the payment and that are not being paid in a percentage of spend and that are not working with conflicts of interest because they're not working across both sides of the aisle. So in the new world of partner marketing, you have the traditional affiliate stuff, which is great, not dead. But you can add to it all these other pieces of which we've talked about today. So you talk about PR and influencer. There's no reason that PR and influencer should be kept separate from affiliate marketing if you are paying on performance. It's just the model. You're paying everybody for performance. It's the same model. Same thing with business development. If you have business development deals that the biz dev team is bringing in and you're paying them on performance, why is that a whole separate channel? Why is that got a whole separate team? Should be the same thing. Same model, track paid, same thing. Even referral programs. We have clients that are taking their customer referral programs, rolling it into their partner marketing channel. The customers or partners can all be done the same way. So our argument here is that the new model is that you have affiliate marketing, but it is a piece of the larger partner marketing. And going back to the whole C-suite thing, the C-suite doesn't really like affiliate marketing because of all the crap they saw. They are much more likely to like partner marketing because it takes good pieces of lots of different things, makes it more efficient, streamlines it, and makes it a bigger pie. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So a lot of these guys are clients, not all of them, but these are all companies that are moving in this direction, either have fully integrated partner programs or are on the way to doing that. Now, a lot of that, even at these companies, is still being driven by the affiliate teams or kind of on the team level. For a lot of these guys, it's still not at the C-suite. So the question is, how do you get the attention of the C-suite so that they look at this and they say, wow, you guys need budget, you need resources, you need everything. And that benefits everyone in this room. Whether in the publisher side, the network side, the advertiser side, in this room, more budget, more resources is going to benefit everybody. It's going to benefit the whole ecosystem. So how do we do that? Getting the C-suite's attention. So I apologize, there are not good Canadian numbers. I'm going to use the US here. As with most things, that's where the numbers are. So this is a Forrester survey that came out a couple years ago. The Performance Marketing Association is actually doing a new survey which has confirmed that the 2018 numbers actually came in above this. So this is the spend in the US on affiliate marketing. It was about $6 billion in 2018. So that's a pretty big number, but not a massive number. In our opinion, if you look at the black bar, if you include partner marketing, it's at least twice that big. Because think about all the biz dev deals that you could start running through affiliate. Think about all the influencers you could start running through affiliate. All the things that are not being counted as affiliate in these numbers, in the red, would be counted in the black. So you're going to the CMO and you're saying, hey, we should be doing more here, right? Because the market's actually pretty damn big. It's a much more attractive number when you think about all the different pieces of partner marketing you can put together and what that means. How else do we do it? Partner marketing can include lots of exciting verticals, and it does. These are all things that are now being tracked through SaaS platforms, SaaS tracking solutions, and that partner teams are taking on. So they're taking on marketplaces. They're taking on brand to brand. How do brands work together? Someone earlier today was talking about, I forget what it was. There were two brands that were working together, Experian and someone else, right? Brand to brand, that can be tracked through the affiliate platform, through the SaaS platform. Card-linked offers, if you're in retail, influencers. There are all these technology integrations that are happening now. There's platforms like Monotote, if anybody's seen that. They just signed a big deal with eBay. They're allowing point of purchase. They have basically a universal cart, so you can actually buy when you're on Instagram from someone if they're integrated with that brand. So you don't actually have to go to the site. So all these kinds of things that are now coming into the space, they're like ancillary technologies that can all be tracked through the partner marketing. Even podcasts, other performance channels are all coming through. Then there's this whole other category that we consider really important to this, and that is getting a lot of attention at higher levels of organizations, performance partnerships. So these are all examples of organizations which previously may only have worked on a CPM, right? Or on a flat fee basis, on a placement basis. Now they're all working on performance in different ways. A lot of them are doing rev share. They're doing other stuff. These are companies that now can all come through the partner channel. They don't have to come through PR through some kind of placement. And I talked about a little bit about this. So if you think about your biz dev team or your PR team, biz dev and PR, they have all kinds of, they have a big pyramid of deals they're working on. So think about PR. They've got the Kardashians at the top. They're going to pay the Kardashians a lot of money to promote. But then they've got all these people that are calling them saying, hey, can we get free stuff? And they don't want to be dealing with that, right? They don't want to be dealing with the influencers with 1,000 followers. But that's gold for the partner team because it can all be automated through the partner marketing channel. It can all be tracked. It can all be a one-to-many communication. Same thing with biz dev. They want to be, if biz dev is in a deal where they have to do like a whole contract and legal and all this stuff, they want to be doing that with things that are going to matter. If it's a deal, if it's a $100 million company and they're trying to do a deal that's only worth $10,000 a year, $100,000 a year, you're going to spend a year and a half in legal, or you're going to have to do contracting, all this stuff. If you do it through the partner marketing channel, they can just accept a terms and conditions sheet. It can be done through the partner marketing channel. It's all standard. It's all automated. And it completely streamlines the whole process. So a lot of our clients now are doing this where they're just saying, look, biz dev, you worry about this really big stuff. Anything else, just throw over here. And we're just going to do this through this channel. And you don't have to worry about it. Save money on lawyers, save money on everything. So the C-suite likes all of this. They like to hear about the streamlining of this. They like to hear about faster stuff, less legal, all of those pieces. And then here's, I think, the big one and where the vision really goes. So we've been talking a lot about Google and Facebook today. Obviously, those are called the fat pipes, right? That's where the volume comes from. Facebook, Google, high velocity, single source, fat pipes. You go right there. You can just spend and get whatever you want. With partner marketing, once you start combining all of these things, you actually end up with what we consider the third fat pipe. You have lots of different levers you can pull, lots of different tools, and you actually can bring data, scale, and efficiency, which in some organizations is now starting to rival what they're able to get through Facebook and Google, and you can do it much more efficiently, which we'll get into in a second. All right, any questions on any of that so far? Okay. So how do we support all this? What's the data behind it? What does it look like in practice? Macro view. So we've talked a lot about some of these things, but I think it's important to understand the numbers. So customer acquisition costs have increased about 50% between 2014 and 2018. But if you look further down, average order values are unchanged. So you are paying 50% more to acquire the customer that now has the same average order value. Why is this happening? Facebook ads, everyone knows they've gone up. I think on average they've gone up north of 100%. According to Merkle, Google CPCs were up 10% across 2018. Costs are going up, average order value unchanged. What does this result in? Across all of e-commerce, profit was down 4% in 2018. So margins are getting compressed, costs are going up, revenue's not necessarily rising. So efficiency becomes really important. If the two other fat pipes are getting more expensive, if you can make the third fat pipe less expensive, the fat pipe we're all involved in, then that's going to be really attractive to other folks. Another data point. Brand budget is moving towards performance. So we did a survey in the US and the UK with our partner, another partner of ours, Tune, and we heard from companies that at least 2/3 of them are going to be moving traditional brand marketing into performance. So that's a really important thing to say, that if you have 2/3 of the brand saying, hey, we're going to move money into this channel, we want it to be more efficient, that's an important data point for the C-suite. Thirdly, in this channel, we've talked about this today, you can really align business metrics to the payouts. So if you have Lyft and Grab and also the other rideshare company that are paying out through the partner channel, when are they paying out? They're not just paying out on install of the app. They're not just paying out on a click or whatever it is. They're paying out on very specific CPAs that align to their outcomes. And so that makes it more efficient for them. They can really back into their costs. So they're paying on a background check. They're paying on a first ride. and that's when the partner gets the payout. Those are the most specific, important milestones for those companies. So when you're thinking about why the channel can be more efficient, it can be more efficient because you can actually tailor when you are paying to the specific action that you want. I think you were talking before about like, can you get smarter about like the data and all that stuff? This is one of the ways the companies do that. They're looking at what are the exact points in the funnel that actually matter, and then paying there. And then if you don't get there, then there's no payment. So it increases the efficiency of the channel. Some of these performance partners we talked about, mass media. So our work with these guys and a whole basket of these that we would consider mass media, folks like Condé Nast, Forbes, BuzzFeed, kind of newer generation of publishers, up 153% year over year in 2018. So these guys are taking massive dollars into the partner marketing channel, but you have to know how to work with them. You have to have a channel that actually can work with them because they work in a really different way. It's not just, hey guys, here's an offer, right? It's, we got to figure out the content. What's the strategy? How are we figuring it out? It's usually some kind of complicated, more VIP commission structure. It looks really different than traditional affiliate because, again, you're not just saying 10% off, throw it all over everything. You got to really figure out how to work with them. I think Jennifer was talking before about some of these content players that she's working with. It's really similar, and that's where it's a real partnership to figure that out. This one I think is super interesting. So in the old days, you had, again, like Commission Junction and Linkshare and those guys, they were sitting in the middle and they had a closed network. So you had merchants, you had publishers, but everything kind of had to go through their box. Now in the new SaaS world, you can have these much more open kind of network neutral worlds where advertisers can be publishers of each other. Publishers can be publishers of each other. Anyone can kind of work with anyone through the system. It's a much more open ecosystem that's being facilitated by these kinds of platforms. And so what does that really look like? So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but Staples works with a vendor called OfferLogic. OfferLogic is embedded in Staples' checkout cart. You go to staples.com and you buy something, OfferLogic takes the data that they have about you and that purchase, and then they will potentially serve you an offer from GoDaddy. And then GoDaddy is actually paying Staples as a publisher on that. So you would never normally consider someone like Staples to be an affiliate, quote unquote, but they are in this relationship. And all that can be tracked to the partner marketing channel. And in the old days, a whole other team would have had to deal with this versus the affiliate team. This is a whole other deal. But really, it should all be from the same team. It's the same channel. It's the same ecosystem. So you can also imagine a world here, and there was the guy was talking before about Experian and I forget the other company, but think about like Ticketmaster and Expedia. So you really want to go to a show, you buy the tickets on Ticketmaster, there's just no reason that Ticketmaster shouldn't then be serving you an ad to go to Expedia and buy the flight to go see the show if it's in a different city or a hotel or whatever it is. So these are all really good examples of what the new world of partner marketing can look like and how it can all be facilitated through a partner channel and the technology that facilitates it. We talked earlier, a bunch of people have talked about coupon sites and deal sites and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people in the last few years have just stopped working with deal sites. They've stopped working with Retail Me Not. They've stopped working with Ebates because they find it non-incremental, bottom of the funnel, all that kind of stuff. Again, I say in this new world, it's not do you work with them, it's how you work with them. You can have really flexible technologies where you can really have flexible payouts. You can say, I'm only going to pay for this kind of customer. I'm only going to pay this much for that kind of customer. And so what? Retail Me Not, if they're bringing you low quality revenue, you say, I'm going to pay you X for the customer I want. I'm going to pay you Y for the customer I don't really want. It's not about how you work with them. It's not about if you work with them. It's about how you work with them and how much you're paying them so that the value is commensurate to what you're getting. All right, so how do you close the deal when you're trying to talk about the partner marketing ecosystem internally at the company? So the first thing is you have to break out of the status quo. I hate the idea of like renaming things. Like people said, oh, we're going to take display and then we're just going to call it programmatic and all of a sudden everybody's going to love it. Like that works on some level, but really you have to actually demonstrate the opportunity. So what we've seen work at our clients is people are taking individual test cases, they are demonstrating the opportunity within the organization to show how the value can be there. Let's take a test case where we work with another brand. Let's take a test case where we work with a different kind of publisher. Let's figure that out, something we wouldn't normally do. Then it's about internally partnering with relevant stakeholders, right? You need to go to the biz dev team, you need to go to the PR team, the influencer team, you need to go to the display team. You need to say, look guys, you have all these kind of partners that you're dealing with that probably you don't really want to be dealing with, and we could do great with them. Just give them to us. And most of the time, those other parts of the company are really excited to unload all that stuff. They just want to be focusing on the top 20%. They would be happy to give all the smaller stuff over to this channel. And that's great for the partner channel. And then you just have to take them to lunch. It's all, people have said a lot, it's a relationship business. So in the same way that you take your clients to lunch, in the same way that you take publishers to lunch or whoever you're working with, internally at the company, you got to keep everybody together. And that's how you will continue to get the buy-in. So many of the companies we work with, it's just silos and nobody ever talks to each other. Just go to lunch. And it makes a huge difference in terms of building out a true partner marketing program. So in our opinion, that's then how you can get to this type of environment. And again, you're not getting rid of affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is not dead. You're just taking it and you're rolling it into all this other stuff to make a much better, in our opinion, holistic channel, which can provide a lot more value. And once you demonstrate that value internally, all of a sudden the budget doors really start to open. At the organizations that we have seen that do this really well, there is unlimited budget for the partner channel because it's all on performance. There is a huge amount of resourcing, internal teams. Someone said before that if you put one person on a channel with $10 million to spend a month, they're not gonna have time to do anything, right? And we see that a lot. But the companies that get this right, they're putting enough resourcing behind it, they're putting money to test, they're putting people on it, and it makes a huge difference because they're not looking at it anymore as kind of the affiliate channel that was off to the side. They're looking at it as a core part of their marketing mix from the C-suite. All right. Thanks very much. What questions can I answer? Or just beer? You guys have a lot of questions over there. All right. Anybody else? Questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Can you give us some examples of advertising with growth media? Because you said they have to get creative. Just curious, how do you work with channels like that?
I'm sorry, say again?
How do you work with the channels like
BuzzFeed? Yeah, so BuzzFeed has become, they have a whole affiliate team now on their side. And so our folks, the folks in our account teams will just reach out to them and say, hey, we've got a great brand, we'd like to do a placement with you. And then they say, okay, we like the brand, we can figure something out. The editorial team works on it. They come up with the editorial, we come up with the offer, or I should say not the offer, but the payment to them. And they run it on a rev share basis.
So they're on like a story?
You got it. Yeah, all those guys. Business Insider, USA Today, New York Times doing it now, Wirecutter, all those guys. Yeah?
Have you guys seen a lot of success with like running campaigns that are more like B2B SaaS, where it's like just selling to other businesses that are mid to large companies? Through partner marketing.
So like we work with Square, for example, right? So they're typically working in the SMB space, but that's been really successful. At the enterprise level, it's a lot harder because typically you have so many buyers involved. So it's not like there's one person who's making a buyer decision. So that is more difficult. But yeah, I think in the SMB space, it does work really well because you can use all the same tactics. It's almost like a consumer messaging that you're going out with because you're addressing the buyer versus like some procurement person.
Cool, thanks.
Any other questions? Over there, yeah.
So I'm just curious, I mean, you deal with a lot of brands. Do you find like you're educating people about partner marketing when you're talking to them, or they're starting to come to you with that?
So we are definitely still educating, but people are coming to us now because it's a lot of the people look, you guys are using the term partner marketing, right? I don't know when you started using that. It's probably relatively recently, I'm guessing. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, other people in the ecosystem. What's that? Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, so you know, one of the big players in the space recently came out with their whole new partner marketing thing, and like, I think what everyone is seeing is that like if you position yourself in that way, again, you're going to have people take notice. Whereas if you're using the word affiliate, they just tune you out. And as an aside, for whatever it's worth, we've also heard from like investment bankers that it makes your valuation like 40% higher, even if you don't do anything differently. Yeah.
So this might just be a foolish question.
Yeah.
So the stuff that we're talking about, there's always a screening process involved to the
Yes.
affiliate / partner
Yep.
being brought on. Is it thorough or is...
So that depends on what the advertiser wants. So our clients tend to be really brand conscious. They tend to really want quality partners. So it tends to be pretty thorough. There are other folks who have lower standards because it doesn't really matter as much to them, and they can be less thorough. So that's entirely up to you.
Understood. So a lot of the big brands that we saw up here,
Yep.
really the partners are other decently big brands or other decently sizable.
Well, it's yes
individuals?
and, right? So if you're Target, right? Target's affiliate program has probably 20,000 like long tail bloggers in it. It has a lot of influencers in it. It has It has Retail Me Not and Ebates in it, and then they also are doing stuff with BuzzFeed or whoever. So it's all those things put together, encompassed together.
And those bloggers pretty vetted, not just, hey,
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
up here, that kind of
Yeah, I mean, well, so they're vetted from the standpoint of we go to their website, we verify they're not selling porn or anything like that, that it seems like it's on message. And then we usually will spot check just kind of randomly to make sure that the brand compliance is still there.
All right, perfect, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? All right, thanks everybody.